here's a clearer picture of it, where you have the sidereal zodiac with its precession. These charts, I drew these charts maybe 50 years ago. So it's Dave's. Eh? Yeah. Yeah, long 45, 50 years ago. And I was using a 1950s data. So they've all shifted a little bit now. So, but it's more or less hold still. Here's the tropical Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Here's sidereal Pisces, sidereal Aries, sidereal Taurus. And there's the constellations where they are. Okay, and they're shifting. So the tropical Aries, northern hemisphere Aries, has a constellation of fish over it. So they're a little more wishy-washy, or Sochi constellation, whatever. You get the southern hemisphere Aries, they get a constellation of Virgo over it. They're hard-nosed. So you can play it like that and sort of make associations. We'll look at it. And I'm just trying to show you the mechanics of this. So here's the Ram, Taurus. So you can say, well, do Tauruses have an anger or an impatience when they don't get what they want? That may not have been so 2,000 years ago. They may have just got what they want in the age of the golden calf. Okay? My idol. So now Gemini now it's got the bull in it. So are Geminis full of it? Do they have a stubborn streak around their ideas? Nowadays Geminis are getting a tough rap, but of course we have the dramatic, creative mayor. It's just Gemini say the free spirit, but they're kind of there's a Taurian or a bull fixity inside of it, and the stars, Aldebaran, the stars are in Gemini. They're moving through Gemini, so there's that 1/10 influence is somewhat there. Okay, so it's just presenting them. I don't want to get stuck in all of these, but this is tropical Cancer has the twins. Leo has the crab. Any crabby Leos? Or just there's the stars though, and if the stars have meaning and the constellations have meaning, those energies are lasering down and affecting the seasons on a subtle frequency. It's not blatant. It's just on another frequency that's potentially there. Here's where you see it's the old map. Here's Regulus at the end of tropical Leo. Well, now it's shifted a degree. And just this year, Regulus is now in Virgo. Pisces in the southern hemisphere, but that's a different thing. Everything's been measured from the northern hemisphere as the righteous hemisphere. If you're going down under into Pisces Australis or down in the southern thing, you're getting into lesser energy or more perverted. Again, mathematical concepts. But this is just a shift that happened. But Virgo has the lion in it. That's really. But it still has a part of it that still has. Like the last part of Leo still has some of the constellations, some of the stars of Leo. The last part of Virgo still has some of the constellations of some of the stars of Virgo in it. So, okay. Northern Hemisphere Libra has Virgo. Has a constellation of Virgo over it. The ecliptic it's sliding along. It's moving along. You can see the sidereal underneath it. But then Scorpio has the scales. Is there any balance for Scorpio? Is there any justice? Is anything fair? Oh, come on! If it's not fair, I'll kill you, or marry you, or whatever. So I'm playing with the associations just to make a light association with it. But then you have the Sagittarius with Scorpion over it. Do Sagittarius have that sarcastic Antares twist? They have opinions that get a little twisted or sharp or harsh. Especially if they're told they don't know what they're talking about. What? Or if you're not listening. Of course, even if you're not listening, they'll still keep talking. But that's the Sagittarian way. They see the whole overview. But there's this Scorpio, supposedly the most malevolent star in the sky, right 11, 12 degrees Scorpio.
Hey, some of us are fans of
11, 12 Pisces. Pardon?
Some of us are fans of it.
I knew it. So then you get Capricorn has the Archer over it. or the teapot, as now as scientists want to call it. If you look at astronomy on the web, you'll see they've made Sagittarius into a teapot. Wow.
That sounds like Capricorn reductionism.
So they say draw it like this. So instead of the arrow, you got the point of the teapot. But anyways, you have Capricorns being somewhat inspired. We could do things. We could control this. We could set this up. You got the Aquarians ruled by the goat and half Aquarius. Now the Aquarius and the goat, water bear and the boat, are overlapped by about 20 degrees. So misery loves company. But the two Saturn ruled places are just right on top of each other. So you have Aquarius ruled by the goat. The Aquarians think they know everything. They have their plan. Their game plan's going to work. Everybody's going to be connected to it. Okay.
And it'll be wonderful.
Mike Harrison is Common Sense Revolution, but that was Neptune coming in messing it up, right? Everybody's going to follow this system. But it wasn't the system for everybody. It was the system. But then you have the Pisces with the water bearer with the Aquarius inside of it. So this is just, and you have this idea, like, I tend to now, okay, let's just keep going for a bit. And so when we go to the southern hemisphere, there's the sidereal Virgo, sidereal Libra, the sidereal signs to the constellations, but you have tropical Aries with the Virgo constellation over it. So in the springtime, the sun goes through here, what I call tropical Aries, springtime, and it's ruled by the Virgo. So you have the hard-nosed, picky cowboys, ranchos, macho guys with a system, don't tell me how to do things. You got the tough, Campaños, the cowboys in Argentina or in Australia, the outback, you got tough stuff. Never mind the wimpy North American Piscean Aries. Let's go watch a ball game. Bring the beer. But there's the Virgo to that. Now the Taurus has the scales inside of it, has the balance inside of it. So I tend to, the Libra, the Taurus has it. So I tend to ignore the mathematical, the sidereal, and replace just relating right to the constellations to get a perspective of it. Now, you're not using this all the time in a consultation. It's just stuff when you're looking at history, at timings of cycles of things, these things become relevant. Or maybe someone has a special inspiration or vision, and you're wondering why maybe a star is connected to it. 90% of our basic behavioral stuff is in the signs, planets, houses, aspects. There you are. But this is on a different frequency, going through the signs, coming up to higher energies. It's so important that the church, since 1/10 of the light comes from the heavens, the church, which is a representative of heavenly being, takes a 10% tithe. They'll take care of your heavenly concerns. You live in the world, but take care of the heavens. They'll be your guiding lights, never mind the planets. Instant collision with astrology. So the tropical Gemini the southern hemisphere Gemini has a scorpion over it. Whoa. Okay, are there any foul-mouthed southern hemisphere? I was going to get some lists, but I didn't get the lists. Of who's who. So then you got Cancer has the archer over it. Leo has the goat. Virgo has the water bearer. It's just a funny shift. They're not seemingly going to, but when you're looking at the seasons coming through, this is how they're happening. That's where the sun is. That's where the constellations are. There's a natural affinity to want to keep the northern hemisphere when we have the same signs. They're all on the same team. And again, the southern hemisphere Libra has the fish. Maybe more romantic, but the southern hemisphere Scorpio has the ram. Do or die. The southern hemisphere Sagittarius has the bull. So these are just, okay, I'm not going to, okay, so we get through these. Am I going backwards or forwards? There. Okay, yeah, here. So now if you take the sidereal and just put the two tropical, the northern hemisphere tropical Libra, southern hemisphere Aries. When it's one season, it's the other. There they are, just lined up, opposite from each other. But the constellations are a unique thing that differentiate them. Which is not the main bulk of this talk, but it's just the starting point. So, You just see how they, it's just you know, the planets, your chart in the southern hemisphere chart, it's the same as the northern hemisphere chart, you just change the signs. The signs are reversed, the seasons are reversed. Can it be?